If your life feels heavy right now, even though nothing is obviously wrong, this message is for you. Sometimes the weight you feel isn't caused by failure, loss, or crisis. Sometimes it comes from growth that hasn't been named yet. There are seasons where life doesn't feel painful, but it doesn't feel light either. You're showing up, you're doing what's required, but internally something feels dense, like you're carrying more than you can explain. This kind of heaviness is easy to dismiss because there's no clear reason for it. No single problem to point to. No obvious solution to fix. So you tell yourself to push through, to be grateful, to stop overthinking. But heaviness doesn't come from weakness. It comes from transition. Often it shows up when who you've been is no longer enough for who you're becoming. When old patterns no longer fit, but new ones haven't formed yet. When clarity is being built quietly beneath the surface. This kind of season can feel confusing because it doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with drama. It comes with subtle discomfort. You may feel less excited about things that once motivated you. Less energized by routines that used to feel purposeful. Less certain about directions that once felt obvious. That doesn't mean something is wrong. It often means something is changing. Heaviness is sometimes the body's way of asking you to slow down and pay attention. To notice what no longer aligns. To question what you've been carrying automatically. Many people feel heavy because they're holding expectations that no longer serve them. Expectations placed on them by others. Expectations they placed on themselves long ago. Expectations that no longer reflect who they are. Carrying outdated expectations requires constant effort. It drains energy quietly. It creates pressure without purpose. You may also feel heavy if you've been strong for a long time. Strength without rest eventually turns into strain. Responsibility without release becomes weight. Not everything heavy is meant to be pushed through. Some things are meant to be set down, but letting go isn't always easy. Especially when what you're holding once made sense. Once kept you safe, once gave you structure. Growth often asks you to release what worked before. That can feel unsettling, uncomfortable, heavy. Another reason life can feel heavy is because you're holding unspoken truths. Thoughts you haven't voiced, decisions you haven't made, feelings you haven't fully acknowledged. Unexpressed truth has weight. It lives in the body. It shows up as fatigue, distraction, and restlessness. You don't need to solve everything to lighten the load. Sometimes you just need to name what you're feeling honestly. Heaviness often lifts when you stop resisting it. When you allow yourself to admit that something is shifting. That you're no longer where you were, but not yet where you're going. That in-between space can feel uncomfortable, but it's also fertile. It's where awareness grows. Where alignment is recalibrated. Where clarity begins to form. You don't need to rush out of this season, and you don't need to judge yourself for being in it. Life doesn't always feel light when it's meaningful. Sometimes it feels heavy because it's asking something of you. Attention, honesty, adjustment. If your life feels heavy right now, ask yourself gentle questions instead of forcing answers. What am I holding that no longer fits? What expectation am I carrying automatically? What truth am I avoiding acknowledging? You don't need to respond immediately. Just noticing is enough for now. Heaviness doesn't mean you're lost. It often means you're becoming more aware. And awareness, even when it feels uncomfortable, is progress. This season won't last forever. No season, but it can teach you something important if you let it. You don't need to escape the heaviness. You need to understand it. And when you do, the weight often begins to shift on its own. If this resonated, there's another reflection waiting for you here.